Why They Deserve to Be Paid by Hunter Helming. A remarkable 80% of all college students asked in a 400-person survey said that college athletes deserve to be paid like a full-time job. Hess, 2020. Various statistics by many organizations suggest that some college athletes spend up to 40 hours a week on their craft and on their sport, depending on if it's basketball, football, soccer, track, band, whatever it is. It can range from anywhere from 20 to 50 hours a week. That includes weight training sessions, practice, film, recovery, meetings, all of it. Now imagine that on top of already demanding as a college student. Some college students and their degrees don't even have time to have a part-time job, let alone have to worry about a sport that takes up 40 hours a week. This is unlike anything I've ever seen before. Now, not only are these college athletes not getting paid, but they have no time on their own time to make any money as a part-time or a full-time job because their sport is already their job that they must do. As a person who has played competitive sports their entire life, I understand the grind and the work ethic it takes to play at such a high level. The main points as to why the change should happen are the amount of time a sport takes. The money made from the sports does not benefit the players themselves, but it benefits the colleges and most specifically the coaches. A salary should and would be awarded to the players evenly throughout all universities and all sports. Right now, they are basically being used for cheap labor for universities because they are not seeing any of that money that they make for themselves. Now that I've piqued your interest, now let's discuss the main points as why this should happen. Most athletes are on full scholarships, so their tuition is paid for, which is amazing, but college fees, accommodation are covered by the institution. However, there are other expenses involved in beginning an athlete that students must cover with their own personal money. Examples of crucial expenses are food, wardrobe, or special events that just a normal kid has, as well as any revenues in college athletics are not being done for research or education investments for those students. Instead of going to the students in the university facilities, these earnings are split between coaches and administrations in the form of huge multi-million-dollar salaries. Some coaches receive millions of dollars a year, and student athletes receive absolutely nothing, even if there's plenty of money to go around. But people who do not think that the players should be paid will say they do not know how to manage their money, and that there wouldn't be anyone there to guide their financial decisions, as well as if they gave the kids money, they'll never have any incentive to go to class. But I come back to that, it would teach these young adolescents how to manage their money properly, and say they do not manage their money properly, it would give them valuable life lessons as a young person on how to manage their money better in the future, and that value is unspeakable. The payments should be shared equally on the basis of hours of effort put in, not how many people an athlete gets to watch them on television. Say, like the top #1 overall draft pick in the NFL draft would be paid the same as, say, a Division I track thrower would be paid the exact same, as to make it fair for each person. Step 2 would each scholarship student should be guaranteed 5 years of free tuition and room and board, during which they can have 4 years of athletic eligibility. The scholarship should not only be unrevocable in case of proven misconduct or academic failure, no punishing kids out of school because they fail to develop athletically. So basically, you could punish a kid for not reaching their standards as an academic, but some people pull scholarships because they're not playing well on the field. And that sometimes is the cause of so much stress and anxiety from being a full-time student and a full-time athlete. The step 3 of the process is some union-like organization needs to be formed in place of the formal one, and it would take the role of the collective bargaining agreement that is currently going on in the NCAA. That would help ensure that all much surplus revenue generated by profitability college groups is shared by college students rather than the lavishly paid administration and coaches. Chat 2018. Now that I have provided a solution, let us examine the benefits of my solution and the disadvantages of the solution I just proposed. Students athletes will no longer have to worry about anything. These incredible gifted students put their bodies on the line, and coaches and higher-ups get profited off of this basically cheap labor that they are using these students for. These students put school second and sports first for other people's entertainment, not themselves. They should be rewarded because even if they get a scholarship, they may not even focus on their school because they are so focused on their sport that they have no time for school because, like I said before, if they don't do well in the sport, that their scholarship can be revoked. Now, some people say that if NCAA college athletes were able to be paid, there would be no difference between amateurism and professionalism. Other students of any college may not earn the same amount as other programs as compared to athletes will earn in their work-study program. There really isn't a big reason to not have these hardworking athletes make money, except to make the rich, the coaches and administrators who already have $1 million contracts, even richer, which does not seem fair at all, considering the student athletes are the ones putting all the work and all the time in. Now that I have discussed the benefits of my solution and the disadvantages of not implementing my solution, let us examine what to do. I remind you of anything I talked about, just remember that the students put in crazy time into their sport like a full-time job and they get nothing in return. The craziest thing is that the coaches and administrators profit off the kids' talent and hard work, and that is just not right, nor should it ever have happened in the first place. But now that people are bringing this to attention, we have the opportunity to change this. College athletes deserve to be paid as well as their work that they put their butts off into. They should get it instead of other people's profiting off them, as well as this would teach young kids responsibility and that hard work truly does pay off, as well as it would incentivize high school student athletes to work even harder so that they themselves could earn a college scholarship on top of getting paid and not have to worry about money and everything else that comes along with being a young adolescent in college. People in charge of the NCAA need to wake up and realize what they are doing is just wrong. While they and the coaches get paid multi-million-dollar contracts, the athletes themselves get absolutely nothing and go through the grind and the pain just so other people can benefit off of them. That's why all college athletes deserve to be paid equally, as well as making sure no scholarships are pulled because of athletic performance. College athletes deserve to be paid because of their hard work, and it is simply unright that other people profit off of their hard work.